Hello, I am here with Brad and Lisa in their beautiful Thunder Bay home up in Thunder Bay. So can you guys tell us a little bit about your city?
For sure. Thunder Bay, you may know it as, well, Terry Fox came through here, finished here, and what else? It's about 100,000 people here, blue-collar town, mostly up until the last 10 years or so, like fueled by the forest industry, and yeah.
A fun place to be, especially in the summer. We have tons of lakes and
it's a playground here in the summer, yeah.
And, yeah, forests and stuff. Yeah.
Seems like it's like that in most of northern Ontario.
You got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what are a few ways that we could pray for Thunder Bay?
Well, one of the first things that comes to our mind is just the large population of First Nations people that we have here, and just there's a lot of layers of hurt and pain and struggle and just difficulties that they've gone through, and so we've had just over time a greater and greater number of them coming to Thunder Bay, and this is just a population where we see a lot of just pain, and that they just kind of need to be reached out to, and
yeah, and I think on our behalf as a church, we've had a couple hundred years of perhaps doing it maybe a way that we shouldn't have done through the missionaries coming originally in the 1700s, and I think we've learned a lot from those times and understand how restoration needs to come to a community such as the First Nations, a beautiful culture group, and so I think as a community we need a lot of prayer just in how does that flavor look, how does that reaching out look like, and how do we really embrace this hurt that seems to be so complicated and so hard to really kind of put your finger on. And there's some great things happening in the city, and I think as our community, our local community here at Grassroots, we're toying with those different things and trying to work through those. How does that look? So,
yeah.
But yeah, more prayer on that would be awesome. The second thing as well, and it kind of ties into some of this, but Thunder Bay used to be two urban cores and merged in the 70s into what's now Thunder Bay. And with that comes a lot of social issues when you have urban sprawl, when you have business densities going down in the urban cores. And from that we find that there's just a lot of social issues here in the city, and we understand with the gospel and the good news that Jesus brings is not just focused on soul saving, but it's a bigger redemptive picture. And within the city here, there's a lot of poverty and hurt in our communities, and we're just looking just in our church and a lot of churches here in town, it's like, how can we be redemptive? How can we bring God's new creation to this earth in all ways, in a holistic picture, whether that's the mental capacity of our society, or the emotional state, and there's a lot of hurt in those areas. And a lot of it comes down to very practical decision making through our community. And so if we can be praying for our community leaders, our kind of visionaries and counselors who are making some of these big decisions that affect thousands of people in their financial lives and their social lives. Number three. Three gets kind of, I guess, wound up with number two in a respect of how we just, I guess, long for just closer community.
Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how that looks kind of between churches and just within our neighborhoods and just various kind of social spheres and things, just because Thunder Bay is, not all that humongous, so it's, it would be just nice to see more unity and just, so I don't know if,
Yeah, I think a lot of that just comes down to as well, like God's restoring in a in society and in the city, and there's just some really neat work that can be done in that respect. And,
So Brad also is just finishing up a master's degree in urban forestry and sustainable development. So how do you think what you've learned about urban forestry and sustainable development will affect Thunder Bay and can affect cities in Canada?
I guess, just how I've been researching some pretty exciting things about sustainable development and urban sustainability, and how trees kind of fit into the big picture of making cities more sustainable and livable and healthy. And we've learned a lot from our mistakes in the 50s and 60s of these urban planning disasters where we've just been sprawling, and how a lot of us don't even recognize, even to today, the amount of social impact that has had, and it's been very disastrous. So when it comes to decision making and moving to the next level of urban planning, there's some exciting things in store. And so some of the work that I'm looking at is how do we bring living green infrastructure within to our communities that have all kinds of incredible benefits to a community that are measurable and immeasurable, a lot of these. And so that's some of the work I'm doing, and I'm excited to see how that's a bigger picture of what recreating some of our societies.
Cool. And he's looking for a job, so.
Going out there?
He's almost done school. Cool. Well, thank you so much, guys. And we'll be praying for you guys up here in Thunder Bay.
Thank you. It's great to
keep it real.